If you take off the mask of Ghostface and Scream 1, you still got a story. You take off the mask in Scream 2, still got a story. Same definitely for Scream 3. For Scream 4, you still got a story. Take off the mask for Scream 5. What you got, really? Welcome back to the Horror Hive, everybody. Today's video gonna be a little different. Y'all gonna get a lot of personality in this video because through the comments and everything that's on my videos, like I feel like a lot of y'all tripping. And a lot of y'all probably feel like I'm tripping, but I ain't gonna waste no time. I'm gonna get right into it. And I'm gonna say right now, yo, Ghostface is not the villain. Ghostface is not the villain in the Scream franchise. And this is the part that really it's gonna allow the writers to do whatever and take us anywhere and everything just be accepted. Now let me explain. You got your new flow generation type, or even some of the old school generation that keep saying, yo, at the Horror Hive, you need to get over it. Samantha and Tara are the new final girls. They moving on. Ain't no more Sydney. We don't need Sydney. Blah, blah, blah. Let me ask y'all one question right here and right now. Before Scream 6 even come out, right now, what is Samantha's and what are Tara's? What are Tara's roles or stories? What are their stories? What are their purposes? We know that Samantha is Billy's daughter, but honestly, who the F cares? Like, who cares? What does that tie to anything that what Billy has done? What does this tie back to Scream? Now, what is Scream? What is Scream? Scream is a year after her mother's death, Sidney Prescott and her friends started experiencing some strange phone calls. They later learned the calls were coming from a crazed serial killer in a white face mask and a large black robe looking for revenge. I'm gonna say that again, yo. A crazed serial killer in a white face and large black robe looking for revenge. His phone calls usually consist of many questions, the main one being, what's your favorite scary movie? Along with much more scary movie trivia, ending in bloody pieces of innocent lives scattered around the small town of Woodsboro. That is Scream. That is the storyline straight from IMDb. Straight from it. That's Scream. And at the end of Scream 1, it was revealed that the villain was Billy Loomis and his sidekick was Stu Macher. Those were the villains. The villains were never Ghostface. It was from a crazed serial killer. So that was the villain. They just put the mask on of Ghostface. Scream 2 was a straight piggyback off of Scream 1. Why? Because the killer was directly related to the killer in the first ones. She was his mother. And she had her sidekick in Mickey. So they were the villains in Scream 2. The villain was not Ghostface. You definitely know where this is going to in Scream 3. This is all about revenge. The main purpose of Scream is about revenge against everything that Maureen did and leading off of that. You come all the way complete full circle in Scream 3. You figure out that Roman, Sidney's half brother, that was literally rejected and closed out by their biological mother, playing Billy like a puppet and getting him to do everything and turning out to be the mastermind. Yo, that was straight brilliance. And it was still about revenge. Then you get the relaunch, Scream 4. We got that. And it ended up being Jill and Charlie as the villains, not Ghostface. Jill's case was just a little bit different because in Jill's sick mind, this was about revenge, because for some reason she felt like she was suffering and she wanted to get revenge on Sydney. And it comes right back. All this revenge is against Sydney because of Sydney's mom. But really, after 3, you can't even say it's about like the mom and her mistakes. This is about Roman and what he put together, because he got his feelings hurt. So he made sure everybody else's world was destroyed as he was. And all that I just said, because I don't want to ramble on, but all that I just said, if you take the Ghostface mask off of any of those Ghostface reveals in the movies, like, the story would still make absolute sense. It will still make absolute sense all the way up to 4, and then we get 5. And I can't tell people like where to rank their movies. I can't be like, yo, you should think this is the worst Scream movie ever. Like, this is just my opinion. But if you think 5 is top 1, 2, 3, or 4, and there's only 5 movies out so far from releasing this, I really want to know why. I feel as though people just enjoy seeing Ghostface run around on the screen, even if it's for no purpose at all. They just will enjoy seeing Ghostface on screen, because Scream 5, if you apply everything I just said and apply taking the mask off of Ghostface and Scream 5, even related in relations to Samantha, it made absolutely no sense. This is not about revenge anymore. So the villains in Scream are not about revenge anymore. We just got crazed stab fans who want to remake a movie or make sure the movie gets made better. Like, yo, where are we going with this? So essentially all the story has been thrown out the window. They give us a niece and a nephew of Randy, a daughter of Billy, and get rid of Sydney, kill Dewey, keep Gail around, and we're just supposed to be cool with all this. It would be so cool if the story tied into something that made sense. Now, one question that I was asking in the comments was, people that was clapping like, Scream 5, Scream 5. I was just like, answer me this question. What is Sam and Tara's story? We didn't got Scream 5 now, and it came and gone. We waiting on Scream 6. And right now, off the top of your head, tell me, what is their purpose? What is their story? If you come up with something, please write it in the comments. Please write it in the comments. Because in Scream 1, we knew kind of what the story was. If they would have ended Scream 1 at 1, it would have kind of been okay. It'd have been cool, right? If they end the relaunch of Scream, if they end Scream 2022 at 1, how many of y'all will actually be satisfied? And don't lie to me and don't lie to yourselves, more importantly. But how many of y'all would really be satisfied at Amber and Richie, members from a Reddit group, raining terror down as terrorists? It's like no revenge or nothing. Just, hey, let's be terrorist attackers and let's go after the daughter of Billy Loomis first. One commenter clapped back and said that, that was just one movie. We know we getting a 6, so you gotta give it some time. But so basically you saying that you thinking that they just made like a pointless movie just for sales and just gonna lead us into 6. Now all of a sudden give these characters an important story or an important direction to go? No. I tell everybody this. Some laugh about it, some get upset about it. But if Samantha and Tara were to die in the opening scene of Scream 6, I would probably enjoy the movie a little bit better. Honestly. Like, they're nobodies to me. They don't have a story. They're not they just don't have a story. And honestly, you going into part 2, we talking about it's going to be a 7. We might be sure, but we're not really sure, or I'm not sure. But let's just say it stops at 6. So we're going into 6 without the main characters having a story. We're having a sequel without the main characters having a story. Like, it's not a story that you're Billy Loomis's daughter. Like, yo, that's whack. Like, that is whack. So is it more members from the Reddit group now? This Reddit group is just never going to end. Scream 13, Sidney Prescott's great-great-granddaughters, cousins, baby father, uncle, attacked by Ghostface. Like, really, like, what are we about to do here? And then most of the fan theories going around the internet are us talking about who the killers might be in relation to bringing something back around to the trilogy. We're all talking about it, but it doesn't look like that's the direction that Scream is going in. Like, for Ghostface to just play on and be a ongoing villain in my eyes, I think that they should just do a ritual and just bring Billy back. To just throw some fantasy in there. Just do a ritual, bring Billy back, and let him take on the persona of the real Ghostface. And there's really nothing you can do to get rid of Ghostface because he's a ghost now. Like, he's really Ghostface. So you can't get rid of him. I will accept the movie so much more with a fantasy swing like that than to sit here and just really accept this to carry on from Amber and Richie being our ghost faces. And back to it, most of us that's talking about, hey, you know, we think the killer is somebody from the past. So how the killer gonna be somebody from the past, but everybody from the past ain't there no more? I.e., Dewey's dead, Sydney's supposed to not be in the movie, and it's only Gail. So I don't care if it was Billy, if it was Stu, Mrs. Loomis, Mickey, Randy, Roman, Jill, Charlie. It does not matter. You cannot come back and say, ta-da, if it's no Sydney. So it's just like, really, what direction is this going in? Like, I'm just lost, and I'm more concerned, if any. And I guess I'm a little hurt that it's a lot of fellow Scream fans that just accept Ghostface on screen. Like, honestly, Scream 5 was stab, y'all. That we got our first officially unofficial stab movie. Like, that was a stab movie. It had nothing to do with the storyline of Scream and what Scream has become up until that point. So it's taken a turn, yes. I don't know what that turn is. I can't wait till the movie is out so we can discuss what that turn is. Really, we don't need any more siblings to come back. And it doesn't make sense for siblings to be coming back, or nieces, nephew, it doesn't matter, any relatives, close friends of the family to be coming back and haunting people's generations down the lines. Like, don't nobody, like, what? So don't think it's crazy that I said bring Billy back in a ritual, but it looks like this the road we going down in our acceptance of the franchise. Now, maybe I'm jumping the gun. Maybe 6 is going to clear a lot of things up and give some clarity and give some direction. But 6 ain't here yet. It's getting closer. And okay, look, 6 ain't here yet. It's getting closer, and we just going to hold it there. And I guess it's just going to be a lot to talk about after the release of that. Because, like, you know, I guess I'm just at a place where I need to figure out if I'm going to stick along for the ride or if I'm going to get off the ride. And I'm really on the edge of, like, getting off the ride, but I want the franchise to keep me around. That's so I'm going to stick around for 6. I'm fully supportive of it. Can't wait to see it, but it better be something more. I'm out, bro, and I'm out. Like, that's just me. I'm just one man, one opinion, but I'm just out. And with that, thank you for watching this video. Please comment your thoughts. Please don't spoil Scream 6 in the comments. And yeah, do all that liking, sharing, subscribing, and I'm out.